Where's My Girlfriend? Siren lights were everywhere, and I was 100% convinced the cops had arrived because I'd done something criminal and expensive. Hi, I'm Bet Williams, and this is about the time I made murder juice, turmeric-infused psilocybin moonshine. I grew psilocybin mushrooms for a while. I had way more than I could handle, and I read on the internet that you could grow something called a psilocybin mushroom crystal using an alcohol extraction process using moonshine. I tried it, and the alcohol instantly caught on fire. I grabbed some turmeric I had around, and I threw it on the flames, hoping that would put it out. It fluttered and splattered, but the fire kept going. I picked up the lid, put it on the pot, disaster averted, but what was left was that I had a whole lot of turmeric-infused psilocybin moonshine. I only had one choice in the entire world, and that was to drink it. I walked outside, and my face was immediately in the gravel. I don't know how long I was unconscious. I started to hallucinate. I moved through space, and out there I met Jane Fonda. Of course Jane Fonda lives in space. I'm really codependent when I trip. Here I was on this clearly powerful dose. It's not like I was going to do this again. I was trying to convince Jane Fonda that it was all worth it, that what she did in Vietnam was indispensable and necessary, that all the misogyny thrown at her was corrupting her ability to see her true self, that she had already ascended to the status of archetypal female hyperlink way before she was ready. Eventually, we got back to my house. I had this copy of Vanity Fair lying around, the one with Caitlyn Jenner on the cover. All it took was one look and the whole thing went full genie on the bottle. Caitlyn Jenner spewing out into the astral plane, Jane joining her, and the two of them were in an epic martial arts battle. It was a fight to the death over who owned the mining rights to rare and unknown forms of female self-loathing that serve as the pseudo-uranium for the new female monster bodies. I don't mind living in a man's world as long as I can be a woman in it, said Caitlyn, in the words of Marilyn Monroe. That's when Jane went full Barbarella on her, flailing at Jenner's scaffolding, sucking up her archetypal force and stealing it where it was assimilated and hidden from view. If I wasn't so worried about Jane getting home okay, or whether Caitlyn was mad at me, I would have turned my eye to myself. I mean, what did my monster body look like? It took me weeks to realize I'd been given this incredible vision about how we don't create our personas by ourselves, but we do it together with each other and literally everything else. It's all love and light, but then there's this total shit vibe, this ugly junk that is part of the machinery of consumption, death, and decay that we're all enmeshed with if we even want to become a person. I started coming out of it a little bit. I knew this because my face was in the gravel. Where's My Girlfriend? Siren lights were everywhere, and I was 100% convinced the cops had arrived because I'd done something criminal and expensive. And sure enough, there was my girlfriend standing over me, looking disappointed. Did I burn the house down? And she's like, everything's fine. Apparently nothing bad happened. No sirens, no girlfriend. All that was happening was my body was a psychedelic Molotov cocktail, but I hadn't ruined my life. I was fine. Basically, this was murder juice. If I was a murderer, I would have totally been out murdering people on this stuff. Instead, I made friends with Jane Fonda. I hosted an interdimensional wrestling match between two archetypal goddesses. Next time, though, I would like to aim higher. I'd like to be the wrestler, not the referee.
Tales from the